Don't miss Memphis Wrestling Live. Sunday, June 25th, the Pope is coming to Memphis Wrestling. Meet the Pope in our VIP experience and catch him in action live. Thursday, July 13th, Memphis Wrestling tag teams with the Ingomar Baseball for a big fundraiser benefiting the Ingomar Baseball team. Sunday, July 16th, Dr. Tom Pritchard is coming to Memphis Wrestling. Saturday, August 19th, Memphis Wrestling and the Pontotoc Run Club are fundraising for St. Jude. Tickets and sponsorship opportunities are available now. All tickets are on sale now. Get yours right now at championshipwrestlingmemphis.com.
Like to welcome ArizonaBayCoffee.com. That's ArizonaBayCoffee.com as a sponsor of Shooting the Shiznit. That's right. We now have a coffee blend on ArizonaBayCoffee.com. Morning Shiznit is a medium roast coffee that is designed to get you up and moving early in the morning. That's right. Before you do anything else, you will need your morning shiznit. After the first cup or your last cup of the day, remember that you make sure to say, love my mama. Go to ArizonaBayCoffee.com today. Free shipping to all listeners at stspod.club. Hey, just a quick reminder, subscribe for $5, $7, or $10 at www.patreon.com/Shooting the Shiznit without a G. That's right, Shooting the Shiznit without a G. This episode is also brought to you by SpunkLube.com. Remember, when you're getting funky like a monkey, if you know what I mean, use Spunky. That's right. Go to www.spunklube.com and tell them STS Pod sent you. We can all help prevent suicide. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline provides 24/7 free and confidential support for people in distress, and also prevention and crisis resources for you and your loved ones. Call 1-800-273-8255.
What happens when someone sends you a box of cassettes from the 1990s? You put them on as a podcast. Sit back and take a trip to the past for Cassette Wrestling News. Stone Cold Steve Austin called this the first ever podcast. These cassettes were mailed every issue to subscribers during the heyday of wrestling fanzines. Jeff Osborne and John Cena sit down and put out an episode of zany, fun, and sometimes some serious stuff. Get ready to dive 30 plus years into the past.
All right, we're at episode 10. There's only going to be 20 episodes this year, so I can release these a whole 2 years worth of cassette wrestling news, and it takes a little bit of time to get these. I take a little cassette player and I plug it to my computer and I listen. So it is a whole process. This is February the 1st, 1991, the best I can tell. I'm always going to say that. But it is Eddie Gilbert returns to talk to you. He talks about Dusty. He talks about Puerto Rico. He talks about Joe Pedicino. Man, he shit on Joe Pedicino a little bit. Talks about Joe Goodhart. Very, very good interview. And Eddie was so open to you about this stuff. And I wondered if if he ever got any fallback for it. Do you know whether the Memphis people didn't want him talking or what was going on there?
I think Eddie just did Eddie, man. I don't think he gave a shit what people thought about him. I think he was going to do what he wanted to do. He knew he was years ahead of his time. I'll say that much when it came to kayfabe and insider stuff, because he catered to everyone. He knew what we knew. He knew what fans who listen to this show, people who listen to this show were like, and we were going to buy the product anyway. So I don't think he ever got in trouble for anything he said, not to me. And I always thought, and again, I've said this in past podcasts here with you, there were things being said where in the middle of it, I got a gut feeling like, oh my God, is he going to get in trouble for saying this stuff? You know, I didn't want to cost anyone their jobs or anything like that, but he always
opened about that too, because I didn't know he had. Pedicino apparently was promising all kinds of money, and Eddie, if I remember exactly, he said something like he give up his WCW to go with Pedicino or something, and Pedicino just screwed him over on that with not really having the money that he thought he told everybody he had. I don't remember that story, but my memory sucks anyway. So,
so does mine.
But Eddie was, you could honestly say Eddie was, I only met Eddie one time. Eddie was your friend. And you told me he would call you and tell you something's fixing to happen and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. He would give me a call. You got to watch this Saturday, which we all, we got the week later show, and he would never tell me what happened. But he would always let me know something big was going to happen, kind of get my opinion and stuff. I think he valued our opinions, especially. It's not that people, they kiss those dirt sheets ass or this and that nowadays you hear, but I think he really wanted honest feedback. Because I do too.
I mean, he mentions that a little bit here, and I think on the first interview, I think it didn't bother him to talk to someone that knew something about the business. I guess that's the best way of putting it. And I know he probably talked to you more about it off the air, but it was also, I've said this about, the last episode we had there with Danny Davis and them. What they were doing back then was not something. I mean, you could talk to the wrestlers in the dressing room like that. I remember going the first time I went into the dressing room and took photos of Lawler. He was like, well, we did this on Saturday, and he went through the whole program of what they did and how they did it, how he got. It was when I think Brickhouse Brown had turned, and he told me how Brickhouse had turned. And so, I mean, everybody in the dressing room, and they would come up, everybody walked past me, kayfabe, because they didn't know who the hell I was.
Yeah.
And the first time I met, well, that wasn't the first time. It was the first time I was backstage. You're going to love this. But he was in, I want to say Hayti or Crowsville. Paul Heyman would be able to tell us exactly. That is the night he broke Heyman's jaw. I was there. I had a picture of him punching Heyman. I didn't know Heyman very well at that point. And also, when he got ready to walk out, it was him, Rocky Johnson, and Bill Dundee, and they got ready to walk out, and I was going to walk out after them, and it was Dundee, I think, and Rocky. Then Jury grabbed me and put me between him and Rocky, and I walked out with him. So here I am. I've been watching these guys on TV forever, and I just walked out with three of the biggest stars ever in professional wrestling as if I was really somebody. So that was pretty fun. And then I was there to see the actual broken jaw. Eddie, the only time I ever met Eddie, I was backstage, and JD McKay said, my friend Brian's going to be it was either JD or you telling him I was going to be in Jonesboro, and I went backstage, and he was bleeding really bad. He had just had a match with Lawler, and Missy was back there, and she was really sweet and nice, but she was really like, we couldn't talk because she was scared his blood pressure was high and he was bleeding too much. And so I just left. So that's the only time I ever got to meet him.
Wow. That's a crazy story, man. I did not know that, but it is surreal because now I talk to Lawler on a regular basis and I'm releasing his records. I'm doing this and that. We're working on a couple books and stuff. And it's just crazy how years ago he hated my guts, but doesn't remember it. And now we talk all the time. So.
I talk about this here. Here's a bonus for episode 10. When you was doing that con, you remember this, that you wanted him to bring his Batmobile. I got with him and to talk to him at a show. And I said, look, Jeff Osborne wants you to come to Evansville and bring your Batmobile. And he goes, who's that? I'm like, Jerry. How do you not remember Jeff? He's in Evansville. He goes, I got a bad memory. And I'm like, yeah, right. But he did not. And I'm surprised he still knows who I am. I haven't seen him and I don't know when. But he couldn't put two and two together that you were doing kayfabe sheets. That's not you. That was not you. But, same thing with me. I'm 56 this year. My memory sucks too. So I'm not. He's a lot older than me. So, but he didn't. He remembered you when he saw you, I think, but he didn't remember the kayfabe sheet part, which I thought was really weird.
Yeah, I thought that was fine with me. There were a couple times where I had broke some news, and I think it was around the time where he first signed with Vince, did a deal with Vince, and I said, Jerry the King Lawler has sold his soul and is working with Vince, and he was pissed that I said that. And he called and left with a terrible message on my machine. And then I called him back. I'm like, well, I'm going to be a man. I'm going to tell him why I said it and this and that. It was because of Memphis was the last territory to not bow down to Vince, and
all you got to do is go back to episode 3. Me and you, we did episode 3. It's from 1990. Jerry's on there. And a famous quote of Jerry Lawler, I would not ever entertain an offer from the WWE. So that was, people don't understand how big of a shock it was when Lawler went, especially for guys like me and you. So,
yeah, I remember breaking that story because I had a little hot news hotline, a little recording you could call. And
I remember that. Yeah.
And I guess he called it. I guess he called it on a regular basis, and I didn't know about it. And that sparked the message, and then I called him back, and then he cussed me out. And he's like, you guys are all alike. And I said, no, I've actually ran shows and lost money, and I actually wrestled and trained to wrestle. And then after that, it was like kind of a little bit of respect because I was different than your Meltzers, what he always hated. But now everybody's fine. He's met, let's face it, the guy's met, 3, 4, 5 million people over the last 50 years. He's probably going to forget.
I know. He's going to forget people. Like I said, I think one of the things with him and me is because me and Kevin are friends. And so me and Kevin become friends after I met Jerry, but me and Kevin have been friends for 30 years maybe. So it's just one of those things where I know Kevin, and it's kind of like I talk to Kevin a lot more than I would ever talk to Jerry, and I only see Jerry at shows. So I can call Kevin and talk to him, but I only see Jerry at shows. So, all right, guys, that was that episode. Do what?
I do have a funny joke. King was in Evansville last time. He came to my show, and he's like, did you hear Kevin has a new job? And I go, no, I didn't know. What's he doing? And he goes, he's a waiter. And I'm like, a waiter? He's like, yeah, he's waiting on me to die. And I'm like, oh my God, King.
Yeah. There may be more truth to that than there really. That might have been a shoot there. I love Kevin. I love Kevin to death, but man, yeah, there's a lot of talent. Well, we'll close it right there, guys. Thanks for joining us for episode 10. Join us. Like I said, you'll have 20 episodes this year if you're part of Patreon. If you're listening to this on the normal feed, you could have listened to this in April or May. So come on, guys, subscribe.
want to waste my time, we'll just talk over the music, okay? Huh?
Are you still there? Yeah. All right, are you ready? Yeah. Okay, I'm on the line here with Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. I want to briefly run down the awards list here. Besides getting votes in most promising and best interviews, Eddie has gotten second place in most inspirational, second place in comeback, third place for the October the 8th Memphis Mid-South Coliseum card, first place for Best Television Show, first place for Best Federation, first and third place for Best Angle, and of course, we knew it all along, Best Booker of 1990. What do you have to say about that, Eddie?
Well, it seems like I skipped a year there, and 88 seemed to be my best year, and then 89 seemed to go downhill. Of course, we all know, and I don't have to go through this again, about politics, the way it works in the wrestling business. But, and then coming back in 1990, the only thing that I can say about it is that I was just given the chance, and this is like being brought up on something. If you're a football player, basketball player, whether you practice, if you know your skill, know your craft, if you're just given the chance to play, to start the team, you can do it. And I'm not the kind of guy, I don't run around like other bookers that I know of, other wrestlers I know of that sit in the cars every night and are on the phone and saying, oh baby, I'm the best, and nobody can outdraw me, and I book the best cards, this, that, and the other. I think I've got a God-given talent as far as wrestling goes. I'm not saying about anything else, wrestling-wise, and I've said it before, I was brought up on it ever since I can remember 4 or 5 years old. And so I know just about, even though I'm approaching the big 3-0 finally, as we've talked about before, I know that still the best is yet to come. I've still got more things I want to do, and I'm very, very, very grateful for accepting the award, for winning the awards, I guess you'd say, and the people that have supported me, and I appreciate that very much, even after some of the negative publicity. If and in that sense, if people really knew me and knew what I had gone through, and you're one of the people that do because I talked to you about it, maybe they would show a different perspective about it. Maybe they would have a different perspective about it, but they don't, and it's a free country. They got their own opinion, and I was thrilled to death when I found out that I won this.
Well, 2/3, 2 seconds, and 4 first place, so you must be doing something right.
Well, like I said, this is what I eat, sleep, and drink wrestling. I mean, just like, yourself probably, and a lot of people out there that will be hearing this. My ego is not in the ring. My ego, everyone has ego, first off. And my ego is to be the best behind the scenes and the best putting together angles, the best booking matches. I want them to say that, Dusty Rhodes was great. Ole Anderson was great in their time. Jerry Lawler, so forth. But I also want that young whippersnapper, whatever you call it, Eddie Gilbert, to prove his point and to make it. And as far as I'm concerned, I've just started. I really want to do a lot more. I really do.
What does the future hold for you?
Well,
or do you want to talk about that?
I've talked to three different organizations. One is really probably will not happen because know that he thinks that I can help him because of me in the past. And it was ego clashes and conflict of interest and so forth that we didn't really get along. We just wanted the same job. And, Magnum was there helping him, but Magnum is his friend. He's not a booker. He's a friend. Barry Windham is a friend. He is not a booker. And that really surprised me. But when I started thinking about it, about to do with Dusty, I thought, okay, great. All right, we'll see what happens.
Okay, well, on behalf of all the Eddie Gilbert fans and the CWN listeners, I want to congratulate you on all these awards.
Well, you don't know, I've got, you don't know how good that makes me feel because in 1989, whenever, and I'll go ahead and say this, whenever, and please remind me just a second to talk about the Joe Pedicino thing, okay?
Okay.
In 1989, I thought, wow, what a year I had in 88, booking-wise, in 87 also with Watts for a short stint, and then for Crockett a little bit in 87, and then in the Alabama area in 88, and I really, really felt good about myself, because, when you're a young guy and you take over a booking position, you start thinking, oh my gosh, there's going to be so much pressure, they're going to say, oh, this kid can't do it. And then when I finally achieved it and made it, I thought, oh wow, okay, I've got it rolling now. And then 89 came along. I was chosen to be on the booking committee. We already know about that story. And Ric Flair, amongst others, really just shut me out. Not only shut me out of booking and booking committee, but shut me out of letting me in the ring, let me produce in the ring. They just totally destroyed me. And I want to tell you something. At the end of 1989, towards the start of 1990, I really thought that I was pretty depressed. I really thought that maybe I just had my one run and it was over with. Then to come back and for you to tell me that what the people have voted on and called and whatever has really charged me up now. I think that I can probably now do just about anything, and that's not sounding like I'm bragging. I feel now if I sit down at a desk or sit down anywhere and start thinking about stuff and put it together, I can do anything. I can do just as good as the 40 and 50-year-old bookers can.
That's great.
And you don't know how much it means to me by you calling and telling me this and the people out there. And it surprises me because a lot of times you'd expect there to be jealousy. And I'm not talking about jealousy of me being a booker wrestler. I'm talking about there are so many people out there, newsletters, so forth, that want to be bookers, that or play booker.
Yeah.
But they just do not understand, and that's fine. I wish I could sit down, and I know I've said this before, I wish I could sit down and write down that Bill Watts and Jim Ross as my commentators, and that I had access to any talent. There was no money problems. I could give them anything they wanted. I could have them on any date. That's a booker's dream to do something like that. But you cannot do that, and you will never be able to do that. And so to be able to do this, to be able to book the way the regular booker is done is great. And I just want the people to understand the jealousy part. I figured would come, but it didn't, and it didn't happen. And I really, really, really appreciate that because that shows that we've all stuck together, and I appreciate it.
What is Cassette Wrestling News' Jeff Osborne doing now? Please visit Secret Headquarters in Evansville, Indiana, 4225 North 1st Ave, Evansville, Indiana, or call Jeff at 812-470-8546. From vintage toys, video games, and comics to a full retro 80s video arcade. They also have the Vinyl Destination, new and used vinyl records. Drop on in and get something to spin. Follow them on Facebook at The Secret Headquarters.
Hey, we would like to welcome ArizonaBayCoffee.com. That's ArizonaBayCoffee.com as a sponsor of Shooting the Shiznit. That's right, we now have a coffee blend on ArizonaBayCoffee.com. Morning Shiznit is a medium roast coffee that is designed to get you up and moving early in the morning. That's right, before you do anything else, you will need your morning shiznit. After the first cup, or your last cup of the day, remember that you make sure to say, love my mama. Go to ArizonaBayCoffee.com today. Free shipping to all listeners at stspod.club. Are you enjoying the episode? Well, Cash App us. That's right, $BTSTS. You don't have Cash App? Download it and get $5. That's right, $5. That's $BTSTS, $BTSTS. Use our Uber Eats code EATS-BRIAN-T24790UE. That's EATS-BRIAN-T24790UE. Use that code and get $20 off a $25 order.
Mysterious Productions.
Ooh. This episode is brought to you by Spunk Lube. Spunk Lube is the perfect blend of water and silicone. It is an all-purpose personal lubricant that can be used for any occasion. You will love the natural feeling and look of it. It is safe for sensitive skin. Go to spunklube.com and tell them Shooting the Shiznit sing.
It's Saturday night, and it's going down. Me and her being at it for a couple of rounds. When things got dry, man,
Okay, now you wanted me to remind you about Pedicino.
Yes, Mr. Pedicino has probably become the biggest con man in our business. I'm not going to say whether he has the money or not. When I left the NWA, I was under the impression I would have a job with him within a month in the office. That's the reason why I was so happy I wasn't going to have to wrestle anymore. And now here we are. Tomorrow will be February 1st. And right now already
you the best of luck and everything.
Well, it's just, Wade Keller wrote in this thing one time. He gave the editorial because when I got mad about Hitchy Mitch, that's that guy's name.
Yeah.
Well, he wrote a little editorial thing saying that, just because somebody supports sheets and this, that, and the other, I think you can draw the line somewhere. That's just my opinion. And I love talking. Everybody, I love talking to the smart fans. I like getting their opinions. And to me, it's funny. This is almost like the Academy Awards when your peers are the ones that present you with an award. And the awards that you ran over, I would have just been happy, very, very happy, just to got because that's all my goals ever been, to be a booker. Since I was a kid, I just always used to tell my mom, I want to be a booker, I want to be a booker, I want to be a booker, drive her crazy. And I'd make out fictitious booking things. But for you to run down all the different things that I came in on, I want to take the time to thank all the people for supporting me, and I appreciate it. But that just makes it harder on me because I've got to produce even better and even more better stuff now. And I will. Believe me, I will. I'll try my hardest.
All right, we're glad to hear that, Eddie. Thanks a lot.
Yes, sir.
Do you think Terry doesn't give out his phone number, does he?
No, he doesn't.
Okay.
Jeff, I want to thank all the listeners of Cassette Wrestling News for giving me Promoter of the Year in 1990. My goal, of course, in 1991 is to be Promoter of the Year a second year in a row and to never let go of being Promoter of the Year. And this award proves once again that the meek will inherit the earth. Anyway, the Tri-State Wrestling Alliance, based here in Philadelphia, where we wrestle, we brawl, we do it all, is growing by leaps and bounds, and the support that we receive from the listeners of Cassette Wrestling News goes unquestioned. And we, again, continue to thank you for your support, and anytime we can be of any help or any assistance in bringing together some of the best wrestlers in the world, like Abdul the Butcher and the Original Sheik, or Jerry Lawler and Terry Funk, all you got to do is dial 1-800-C-Wrestling, talk to Joel Goodhart, the Promoter of the Year from Cassette Wrestling News, and I thank again everyone who voted for us. For those who didn't vote, go get some taste. Catch you later.
Make sure you get them on time.
Well, I appreciate it. I like listening to them.
Okay. Hey, what would you want your fan club to be called?
Let me leave it all to y'all. Whatever y'all think.
See, she's already started.
About hot stuff.
Yeah, that's what she was thinking.
That's fine.
How about hot stuff, Amber? Okay. She said okay. So, is there anything special you'd want in there or anything?
I'll tell you what I'll do. Let me think some more about that deal. I can probably come some goofy, nice, crazy stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give me a couple of days and let me think about it. I'll get back with you.
Okay.
All right?
All right. Well, I appreciate you doing this.
Well, Jeff, I appreciate the support and the help and everything.
All right. Anytime.
Okay.
I look forward to seeing you back.
Well, I can't believe it's going to happen, but that makes a victory for me. It may at least prove that because the people were in Memphis, especially. I'd already gotten the feedback that people were saying they expect Gilbert to come back. He's somewhere hiding.
Yeah.
He hasn't quit us, and we want him back. So it really, that made me feel good to know that at least I meant that much.
See, that's what I was thinking because I don't get the sheets until a week after they come out.
Yeah.
So that's what I was thinking.
See, like when you see Robert Fuller and stuff like that, that's I know how we all feel about that, but when you see a crew like that, it's Jerry Jarrett. He loves Robert Fuller and Bill Bundy and people like that. And I'm Lawler's guy. I'm his buddy. So,
Yeah.
so Lawler went out, I guess, this time. He said, well, we need to bring Eddie back. So,
Well, they were bringing in some muscle guys.
yeah, I know, pit bulls or something.
Yeah.
Doug was really talking a little about that.
Yeah, I interviewed Danny and Cody last night.
phone was turned off in here?
Was it really?
Yeah.
Don't miss Memphis Wrestling Live. Sunday, June 25th, the Pope is coming to Memphis Wrestling. Meet the Pope in our VIP experience and catch him in action live. Thursday, July 13th, Memphis Wrestling tag teams with the Ingomar Baseball for a big fundraiser benefiting the Ingomar Baseball team. Sunday, July 16th, Dr. Tom Pritchard is coming to Memphis Wrestling. Saturday, August 19th, Memphis Wrestling and the Pontotoc Run Club are fundraising for St. Jude. Tickets and sponsorship opportunities are available now. All tickets are on sale now. Get yours right now at championshipwrestlingmemphis.com.
This episode is also brought to you by SpunkLube.com. Remember, when you're getting funky like a monkey, if you know what I mean, use Spunky. That's right. Go to www.spunklube.com and tell them STS Pod sent you. You want the best, you got the best. The best little wrestling podcast in the business. All episodes on www.stspod.club. Did you enjoy that episode? Cash App us at $BTSTS. If you've never downloaded the Cash App, download it today. You'll get a free, that's right, a free $5 for using the code $BTSTS. That's $BTSTS. Hey, that was another great episode of Shooting the Shiznit. Thank you for listening, and thank you to all our sponsors. A big shout out to Bob McGee at Pro Wrestling's Between the Sheets. Remember, you can reach us on Twitter at ComicBookMarkBT, Instagram at BT Shooting the Shizit. That's right, Shooting the Shizit without a G. Facebook Shooting the Shiznit, and Facebook Cool Kids Wrestling and MMA Talk. If we don't like you in that group, first you have to ask to get in. If we don't like you, we'll kick you out. All of the episodes are at one place, and that's www.stspod.club. Podcast Roll Call. Who's Right Podcast. Po Boys Podcast. P3 Radio, my buddies Richard and Josh. My World with Conrad Thompson and my friend Jeff Darren. Lance's favorite include Nickology, Rock Solid, Playlist Wars, I'm Fat Podcast. Hey guys, remember, keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars.